Hello Union, today I'm bringing you a different type of video. This will be a kind of training podcast with one person that you probably already know. The channel is Ashton Fitness. I'm here with Ashton. He's here with me to talk about some training methodology and some training, like how do we train, what do we do, what are we doing now, and also some fundamentals to training itself. The way that you can build muscle. And so this is a two-part video. The first part is on his channel, and you can check it with the link in the description down below. Make sure you do it so that you understand the whole process and that you keep following the right track on the video. And now we are going to keep on going for a whole bunch of questions, and let's do it. Let's keep on keep this conversation going, and let's talk about different topics right now in my channel. So Ashton, welcome to the channel.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so continuing our video, the way that we were talking, we stopped about building muscle.
Yeah.
So now let's go to a different topic and let's talk about skills. So we are like two athletes that do most of the work on skills training, right? So let's talk about how do we train for skills. Let's start with you. How do you train for a new skill? Let's do it. For example, you start VSIT a few time ago, and how do you manage to start it? How do you prepare your training? Let me know how do you do it.
So basically, the training method that I use the most is a kind of training method that I adapted from Dominic Sky. I'm sure you've heard of him. He's super well known in the calisthenics community, but basically one of his front lever videos I watched when I was trying to learn the front lever, and basically his kind of method for training the front lever in that video was he started with the hardest exercise. So he started off with the full front lever, and then as his muscles got progressively more tired, then he started to go to slightly easier progressions. So by the 5th set, then he was doing like a tucked front lever, and then by the 9th set he was doing like some kind of other easier variation. But basically, essentially, he started with the hardest and then worked his way down to the easiest kind of variation. So after watching that video, that was actually the video that helped me unlock the front lever. So then after that, I was like, okay, cool, this training method works. So I call it the work down set method. He didn't call it anything in the video. This is kind of something that a term that I've coined, but obviously I will give him the credit for the method. But yeah, I use the work down set method to learn skills. So I will go to the gym fresh. Obviously I'll warm up, and then I'll start with the hardest variation of the skill that I'm trying to learn. So if I'm trying to learn the V-sit, then I'll start off by just trying to hold that max V-sit. And then once I can't hold that anymore, once my muscles are too tired, then I'll try a slightly easier variation. Maybe I'll try it straddled. And then once I'm too tired to do that, then I'll do some more sets of like some tucked L-sits or something like that. So that's basically how I approach learning skills. What about you?
Yeah, pretty the same. I believe it's basically the same way. Just I don't work as much. A lot of sets. I don't do, like, let's say I'm working on planche. I don't do 5 sets of max hold, because I work more like, let's say 3 sets. I do 3 sets of my max hold. Even if I can do more sets, I'll try to do other exercises, like for example the eccentrics, the way down of like handstand to straddle planche, just so that I give another stimulus and that my body is ready for the eccentrics. It's a hard exercise. It requires a lot of concentration, a lot of muscle. Your muscle can't be fatigued to perform eccentrics, otherwise you won't be able to perform them. And like I do, for example, 3-4 sets of each exercise, but I do different type of exercise in the same workout. This isn't the it can be the 2 ways. It can be a good way, but also it can be a bad way, because you need a lot of time to perform the workout, and you also need more time to rest to the next workout. But you will also have the opportunity to work on different things on the same workouts, and working, of course I don't start with the planche, the hold on the planche, and then I will finish the workout with the planche shoulder again. For sure I won't, because I can't. So I do also the way that you taught, and like a pyramid.
Yeah.
From the harder one to the easier one. Sure. Yeah. But this was the way that I worked a few years ago. Yeah. Because now I prefer to do a less intensity workouts, to do it more often, as I don't have the time that I had before. So I have to work another way. But now I probably use a different way, and it's even more related to the one that you talked. That is, let's do straddle hold, let's do half lay hold, let's do tuck planche hold, and then let's do some reps, some elastic band. I use a lot of elastic bands. I love elastic bands. Basically, it's my go-to to work on skills. Elastic bands, I believe it's the best equipment that you can add to your skills training.
Wow.
And I use them. Yeah.
Wow, that's high endorsement for the elastic bands, because I'm the opposite. I actually don't like to use them. So what is it that you get out of elastic bands that I am yet to discover?
Basically, when I use them, it's for increasing the amount of time that I'm in the position.
Right.
For example, there's one type of exercise, one type of set that I do for front lever that for me works very, very good, and I use them every time. Like I go with elastic band on my waist. I believe you know the way that I'm talking. Yeah. You grab it on your waist, and then like I do front lever raises. Let's say 3 to 4 front lever raises. Then I hold the position like 2 seconds, and I go to front lever pull-ups with the elastic band, and then I hold the front lever as maximum as I can, just so that when I go to the front lever hold, I'm already fatigued, and then the front lever will be much harder, and I will have the opportunity to really challenge my body and get that adaptability that we've talked with you before.
Right. Wow, that sounds like a really hard set.
Yeah. But you will do it and you feel, oh yeah, I worked on front lever. Yes, for sure I worked.
Yeah.
But basically, because if you don't have bands, you can work the same way and progress the same way as well. Mm-hmm. They are just like an opportunity for you to increase the intensity, do a different way of training. I don't use them every day, every time, no, but I when I can, I do them. I use them, yes.
Yeah.
I believe it's a great investment, yeah.
Maybe I'll invest in some bands, because it's something that I've considered.
Yeah, just try it out. If you don't like it, you just can. Okay, I won't use it, but you have tried it.
Yeah, that's true. Because my reasoning for not using them was just because I felt like if I use them, I'd become too reliant on them, and like I would kind of get lazy. But if you're saying that they work for you and your statics are really good, so maybe there's something that maybe I was using them in the wrong way. Maybe I was using bands that were too heavy, and therefore it was just holding me in place rather than me doing most of the work. So
yes, I use the smaller ones. Basically.
Yeah. So I'll try that.
And another recommendation for you and for everyone that is listening and watching. I use most of them to do the eccentrics, because like let's say the front lever press, the weight like from front lever to top, and as well the handstand to planche. Basically I use them for that kind of exercise, because it's very demanding for you to perform without the resistance band if you want to perform it with the right form, with the full position. Otherwise you have to do tuck front lever or tuck planche. And if you want to really perform the planche, you need to work on the specific movement, right? And I use them mostly for this, for the negatives, and they work very, very well, because you can, instead of performing one repetition in each set, you can perform 3 repetitions in each set, and that's something that you don't get without the band, unless you do the methodology you talked, like let's say you perform straddle planche on the first set, the tuck planche on the second one, for example. But it's good, works. For me, I believe that the other one works better. But it's also a personal thing, right?
Yeah. No, that does make a lot of sense, yeah. And I wonder because have you ever had to learn the same skill twice? Like, have you ever had to learn the front lever 2 times in a row, or?
I wouldn't say learning it twice, but relearning or retraining it, because sometimes I just don't have time, and I stop like 1 to 2 months. For example, I don't work on my planche for about, let's say, 5 months.
Yeah.
I haven't trained planche, so if I start now and I do, probably I can hold like 2 seconds of straddle planche, but is that a straddle planche really? Of course not, but yeah, I just need to retrain it more than relearning. Because you have the mind-muscle connection and the mind-muscle, and the way that your mind connects to the exercise, it just stays there, right?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. The reason why I was asking is just because I wonder if the bands will help you learn skills faster, because that would be an interesting thing to test. Like, if you had to learn a skill again, would you learn it faster? Obviously, you would have the muscle memory, but I wonder if like having a band would help you learn it. There's only one way to find out. I've got to learn a bunch of skills again.
It's trying.
So
it's training again.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try it. I'll get some bands and I'll let you know.
Yeah.
I'll see how it goes.
Okay, that's awesome. Let's see, and then let's redo this and let's talk about it.
Yes, let's do that.
Okay, cool. Let's schedule it for another time.
Yes.
Okay, nice. So Ashton, what skills are you working right now at this moment? The ones that you are focusing on?
So I'm working towards my human flag.
Okay.
I do want to get that, but I'm not being consistent enough for it. I'm only training it once a week, and sometimes not even that. And ideally, I should be training it at least 3 times a week. But yeah, training towards the human flag. I'm also training to get my dragon flags back as well, because after my motorbike accident, the dragon flag was just like completely painful. There's no way I could even get close to doing it, so I've got to relearn that. And I really want to get like my muscle ups cleaner as well, because which is annoying, because the only place I can do them properly is outside, but the weather's been so bad in England right now, it's just like terrible. So
I believe.
yeah, so I really want to get my muscle ups cleaner, and I really want to get that like to the point where you can do a pull up and it's just like, it's not even like a transition, it's just like one high pull up and you just keep pulling up and then you just come to the top. Like that's the point that I want to get to. So this when it starts getting warmer, 100% getting on that. So What about you? What are you training towards?
At this moment, basically the handstand. I'm working towards the one arm handstand right now.
Nice.
Just one arm handstand. I'm not working on anything else. As I said, I just stopped the other ones. I do sometimes the front lever, because it's the one that I can do most easily after some warm up, because the planche it's really harder to perform without the proper warm up. So basically, right now the handstand, one arm handstand, and as you said and as you told about yourself, I'm not being that consistent on it. I'm trying to do it 2 to 3 times per week, but I believe I'm just doing 2 times. When I have the opportunity to do it, I do the third one, but right now just 2 times probably. But we will get there, even if it takes a year. Let's be confident.
That's it. Yeah. Sometimes it does take that long. Like it takes. These skills take a long time. Like beginners think that they can just learn these skills in like 4 weeks, and sometimes it's not even the beginner's fault. Like there's a lot of rubbish on YouTube, like tutorials.
Sure. You search for it and you see planche in 2 months. Okay, it take me 2 years. So how can you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know. And another one got published a couple of days ago, saying you can get the front lever in 4 weeks, and I'm like, what? And I'm pretty sure I watched it, and the dude couldn't even hold the front lever. And it was like, okay. But there's a lot of misinformation out there. So this stuff does take time. So
for sure, I believe you only can teach one thing if you know how to do it. Of course, you know the fundamentals, and you can give good tips because you work for them and you know it and you study it. But if you have the experience of performing it, like for example, you are working on the planche, you know the mistakes you've made. You know how to correct them, you know how to go around the exercise. I believe that's the way that you can teach the better. I believe that's the best way to do it,
Yeah, for real.
Okay, nice. Any other skill that you are working?
Any other skills?
Just focusing on the human flag for now?
Yeah, I'm focusing mainly on the human flag because I know that I will be able to get that soon. If I practiced it consistently, if I practice it enough, like I could get this skill within, I'd say, a month. But that's just obviously because of muscle memory and everything else.
Sure.
But in terms of other skills, I need to get my back lever back. But again, I'm not necessarily working towards that at the moment. And I obviously, then all the one arm push up, one arm pull up, and planche as well. I need to get back on top of that. But obviously, like my planche training has been non-existent. That's the only thing that I just really haven't trained at all, just because of this shoulder, the injury from the accident. So I'm in a position to start training it now, but I've got more kind of pressing priorities at the moment, and my number one priority at the moment actually is just building muscle. Like I want to get a little bit bigger and fill out a little bit more. So that's my main priority, and then once I've done that, then I'll start working on other skills.
You just have to keep in mind that more muscle, more size,
yes.
let yourself, it won't help with the skills.
Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, I think there's a fine line. So it doesn't help with skills because you get heavier, but you have more muscle and it will allow you to hold certain skills easier. That in my experience, like I found it like it's become easier to do certain things with more muscle because you've got more muscle and therefore you're going to have more strength. But well, not necessarily, but it's like
I was just kidding about the whole thing, but yes.
But no, you're right. Like it will make it harder because I'll be heavier.
Even if you are taller, it's completely different. You can go around that. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Okay. Well done. So let's just have some extra messages to the beginners out there. I believe we have a lot of them watching. Most of them must be beginners. So let's try to give them some tips. You already gave them one about keep the form right and keep you correct, and don't cheat yourself. Don't cheat the way that you perform the exercises. So that's one tip that you gave. You have another one in mind right now?
I would say one of the main tips, I'll try and keep it brief because there are quite a lot of tips, but one of the main tips, and I'll address this one to the beginners on camera, one of the main tips for just calisthenics in general is honestly just be patient. This is all going to be very cliche stuff, but cliche things are cliche for a reason because they're true. But be patient and enjoy the process of learning new calisthenic skills because this stuff takes a lot of time, like we've already discussed. Like some of these skills take years to learn, and that's why they're impressive. Like if everyone could just learn a front lever in a week or 4 weeks, like these videos kind of promise, it wouldn't be impressive. It wouldn't be like, wow, that's incredible, because everyone would be doing it. If all it took was 4 weeks, like everyone would do it. So this stuff takes time, so make sure you're just patient, make sure you enjoy the process, because that will help to take a lot of the pressure out of it as well, because it can be very, like you can put yourself under a lot of pressure, and I've done this before. You can put yourself under a lot of pressure to learn calisthenic skills quickly because you want to learn them quickly because you think they look cool, and they are cool, and like you just want to get them. But like I said, this stuff takes time. It's not just about conditioning your muscles, it's also about conditioning your tendons and everything else. So it takes a long time to get these skills. So just enjoy the process while you're learning it, and it will make the experience of learning these skills so much more enjoyable, like honestly. So yeah, that's my main tip.
Okay, that's pretty awesome. So Ashton, you've said a good one. Now I'm going to also talk to the camera about another one that for me personally is one thing that I completely forget, and sometimes I get lazy about it. So let's see if people start to do it, and if myself as well start to keep this in mind, so that the training goes better. So what I mostly forgot to do, and things that I've missed, and that keep me working a lot more time than the one that I should work on for skills, for example, is just forgetting about the basics. Basically, and sorry for the same word, but basically, I just, for example, I worked on planche and I just forget about doing the tuck, the planche lean, and those those beginning states of the planche, the ones that really strengthen you, strengthen your elbows, strengthen your shoulders, strengthen your core, your abdominal muscle, the position itself. I just forget about it, and what happened would I just stopped progressing, and I just didn't go much longer without needing to step back and think, okay, what isn't working? And I looked at my program, I looked at my training, and what was happening. I just was increasing the intensity, and I would never do a planche lean, a tech planche. These things just went off the program, and for me, I don't think that's a good way to do it. Even with the handstand, once I started to learn without the wall, I just did without the wall, and what happened? Banana handstand, and banana handstand just doesn't work if you want to progress and do like one arm handstand and 90-degree handstand. Oh, it can work, of course it can work, you know it can, right? But it just isn't the right way to perform it, and going back, taking a step back, putting your ego away and doing like wall handstands, the pull-ups, the push-ups, the dips, the ones that you start with, you need to keep them with you the whole journey. And I believe this is a big message for me, myself, and as well for all the beginners and everyone. I believe everyone in calisthenics game need to keep this in mind. Yeah, and this is the main one that I needed and I wanted to talk to everyone here watching.
That's it. And it's another one of those cliche things, like everyone always says, do the basics.
Yeah,
but
sure.
People say that for a reason, because you have to.
Yeah.
Like, you literally cannot get any further, and well, you may be able to get, if you're super genetically gifted and you can just strength all of these movements out, like you might be able to get to a certain point, but most people can't do that. So it's like you have to work on your basics, and then the results of your basics will pay off in the future. But yeah, you can't skip the basics, and you've got to keep on doing the basics as well. So.
Yeah, sure. I believe these three things, was three things that we said about things that we need to address and beginners to pay attention are main ones. Yeah, there are a lot of things as you said, but these three things are the main ones and will help you a lot on your training. Yeah.
That's it.
So I believe we can wrap it up. And this was a really good and quite big conversation, so people have a lot of information here for their training. I believe have a really value information that they can get here. So
yeah,
I really enjoyed it, Ashton. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I will wait for that band tries and for another video with you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'll be using them for my planche.
Sure. Let's do it, and let's have another conversation about it. So let's wrap it up, and it was a pleasure having you here, and I will wait for you another time. Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Let's do it.
So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video, this type of collaborations, and if you want more of this, make sure you comment below some ideas, some people that you want me to talk with, and I will try to reach them and try to talk with them as well. Don't forget to subscribe to Ashton's channel, the link will be in the description down below, and also to watch the first part of the video as well, that is, the link will also be in the description. I will see you on the next one, and make sure you keep with your training and keep your back on track with your training and use these tips for your own workouts. I will see you next time.